If you are new to the channel, then subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for further notification. Okay students, welcome you to lecture 5 of this gate protection series. So today I have taken 5 questions, question number 21, 22, 23 and 24 and lastly 20. So as of now that's all I have in protection. So I will stop protection here. If I get new questions, I will add it as an extra lecture. Okay, then let's try to solve it. 21, what they have asked, the negative sequence relay is commonly used for. So we have already seen, this is also a repeat type question. This question also came earlier. So negative sequence is always for alternators, because in alternator we don't want to have any imbalance in the currents in the phasor. RYB, all the currents should be balanced current. If there is imbalance in all the phasors, then a negative sequence component will occur, and that will signaling that there is imbalance, and that will trip the alternator. So this is always for an alternator. We have already seen this one. So number 22, the overcurrent relay. This one I have solved a numerical on this one. I will give a link while discussing the theory. You can check that numerical. So complete IDMT relay, how they configure, you will know it. So here also you will get, there is a 3 bus system. All the loads are given 100, 200, this much. The relay characteristics is this much. The maximum minimum fault current at bus B. What is the maximum fault current, minimum fault current? Assuming the TMS and the plug setting is, TMS they have given, time multiplier setting. TMS is 0.1 and your plug setting is 5 ampere. That is the threshold. Anything above 5 ampere, the operating time of RV. So here is the operating time. So you need PSM. So for PSM I need fault current in the secondary. What is the fault current it is playing, and plug setting is given 5. So what is the fault current? Which fault current you will take, 2000 or 200? So you always think this operation or the coordination problem, from where it starts. We always do it, this coordination exercise, we always do it for maximum fault current, because maximum fault current will drive minimum time. It will operate in a fraction of second, maximum fault current. So if there will be primary and backup, there will be coordination between these and these two relays. So the coordination exercise starts with, if you can coordinate it properly for minimum time, for very fast response, when the situation is very problematic and within a fraction the system is working. If in that case this coordination can be maintained, means this will wait until this trips, then it is likely that it will also work for the case when the time taking is more, when it is not doing so fast. So I have to think for fastest case. If the fastest case, the coordination, the gap between these two can be maintained, then that can be maintained for the slower case also. It is practical, it is realistic, you can assume it in that way. So that's why this coordination exercise always starts with the maximum fault current, so that we do the coordination exercise with a very for the extreme case, when the system is operating very fast, 0.0000 second, suppose hypothetically 0.01 second. So in that time also, if the coordination can be maintained, then if it takes 2 seconds also, the coordination, because in system is becoming slow, so in that slow condition also the coordination will be maintained. That can be assumed, or that physically we can think of. So we are doing for the maximum fault current 2000. Now what is the CT ratio? They have not given you CT ratio. You have to find this 5 ampere is in the secondary side, the threshold you are giving, CT secondary side, but this is the actual fault current. We want to get the CT secondary fault current. What is the replica of that fault current? So for that you need CT ratio. So CT ratios are depending on the loads, what is connected. So you can see that figure, that problem also, and here also, what is the current that is flowing through, load current that is flowing through, it is 100 ampere. As they are not mentioning any overloading, so we will consider it is 100:5. So for the normal load current it should not trip. So if normal load current is 100, so current will be 5. So 5 it will not trip, anything above 5 it will trip. So normally we give in that problem you will see in the link that I have provided, this CT ratio is taken as something overload they take. If it is 100, then generally we take 25% overload. So 125:5 would be the good choice. But as they have not mentioned in the question nothing about overloading, so we will take 100:5 only. So it is 100:5. So if it is 100:5, then what is the fault current that I will get? So it will be 5 cancel 20. So PSM is 20. Now we can easily operate. You put it in the formula, 0.14 into TSM is 0.1 divided by 20 to the power 0.02 minus 1. I think if you calculate this one, you will get answer 0.226. 23. 23 is a problem of normal idea. Do you have any idea about transmission line capability, capacity? That's what. So a nuclear power station of 500 capacity loaded, located at 300 km away from a load center. 300 km is very far. Select most suitable power evacuation transmission configuration among the following options. So which are the options that is following? They have given 132 kV and then 400 kV and then 400 kV. They have given single circuit, double circuit. So we always prefer double circuit, and it is a nuclear power station. So it is very tough to suddenly on, switch it off, switch it on. So if there is a fault in, if you take only one line, it is fault, it is taken out, then immediately it should be stopped your station. So it will take some time. So for reliability purpose, we will give double circuit. That's okay. So double circuit is option A, and option B. Then which one? So you remember a table of this fashion, just to have an idea. It is kV. I am giving kV, kilometer, and then megawatt, how much load it takes. So if it is 132 kV, so it is up to only 50 kilometer, and it is megawatt is 80. And there is a thumb rule. Your megawatt is always proportional to your kV square. Something of this of thumb rule is there, so you can apply that one, because it is V square by R, that's why kV square. So you apply that one, you can find some idea. It is not that exactly you have to remember, but some idea you should have. This is 150 and this is around 120. Next is 400, 765. 400 is 400 kilometer and it is 500 watt, and it is 500 kilometer 3500. So you can see here it is around 2 times, so it will be around it is not exactly 2 times, here it is 2 times, so it is around 4 times. 4 12s are 80, so same thing, it is around 2 times it is. So something of kV square format you can remember. So you see, for your given load, that is 500 megawatt and your 300 kilometer, you should go by 400 kV, not 130. So you should have this idea. They have not confused you giving by 220 and 400. They could have given these two, and using double circuit you also can think of 220, but they just wanted to know whether you have rough idea about how much kV takes how much power. That's it. So you can see there is a huge gap between 132 and 4. So 24, I have already explained this one also in percentage bias differential protection also. I will give you the link of that one in the theory of switchgear protection. But here you can see this is the given. They have given their own way to configure this one. And there is a fault is in C. They have to find the difference between I1 and I2. That's it. And the ratio is 33/11. So let me first mark, and the CT ratio is 500/5. Let me mark how the currents will flow in case of fault. No loads is connected, so current is flowing through here. Okay, if current is flowing through here, you can see that it is coming out of this dot. It is leaving the dot. So here it should enter. So corresponding phase is this one. So this corresponding phase will get affected. So this one will get affected because it is leaving here. Through here it should enter. Here direction doesn't matter because they just want to find the difference. So if this is increased, this one will be increased, but these will not get affected, these two. So once this is increased, this line will not be affected because this phase is there is no load on this phase. So obviously this current will increase then because this is increased. So how this current will flow? This is flowing. So this current, extra current will flow through this, and it will flow through this, it will flow through this. It cannot enter here because here it should not change, and it should. So this is the current, extra current circuit it will be for corresponding this, and here it is through ground. That means this is the path here. It is going through this. It is returning through ground. This is my ground path. Here the current loop is here, and here you can see the current loop is, because it is leaving, so it is entering. So it is entering here, and it is going here, going here, going here. It cannot go here because no load is there, so it should go here, and this current is supplied by. So this is the way. So obviously this C2 will not get anything. So obviously I2 is 0. The first option, by seeing it, you can see the I2 should be 0. So option C, option D is already gone. We have nothing left with option C and D. And now you think of I1. So obviously your I1 will not be 0. Now you can see this will send some current. So obviously I1 will not be 0. So this is also gone. So obviously you are left with this A. So your A will be answered. But if we want to calculate it, we can also calculate this current. How we will calculate? What is the turn ratio here in this transformer? Is it 33/11? Is it 3 turn ratio? No, I have also explained it in that numerical also. 33/11 is the line voltage. What is the line voltage here? What is the line voltage? That is the ratio between these two. but turn ratio is between two phases. Because I want to take this current from here to here, so I need to have turn ratio. So what will be my turn ratio here? So what will be the phase voltage here? Because it is delta connected, so line voltage equal to phase voltage, so it is 33, it is okay, is 2. But here 11 kV is line voltage, so phase voltage across this phase it is 11 by root 3. This is my turn ratio. So be very careful about turn ratio. It is not 3:1. The turn ratio is 3 root 3:1. Because turn ratio is always between this phase and this phase. You think what is the voltage across this phase? What is the voltage across this phase? Take ratio, that is your turn ratio. Voltage across this phase is because it is delta, line voltage will come across it, that is 33. Because it is star, this voltage is phase voltage, that will be root 3 times divided line voltage divided by root 3. So if this is turn ratio, this is my current. So if I go to current ratio will be reverse. Current ratio will be, what is the current ratio? This will be the current ratio, reverse of turn ratio, 3 root 3:1. So 300, if you transfer here, it will get reduced. So what will be the corresponding current here? Let me, your IF is 300, and let me say this current is, this current is IF dash, replica of this one. What is the effect of this fault current here? So it will be IF dash will be equal to 300 divided by 3 root 3. So it is 100 by root 3. So this 100 by root 3 will come here and go through the, so you can see the path of 100 by root 3. This is the path of 100 by root 3. So this CT will sense 100 by root 3. So what is its secondary current? That means I1 will be equal to, it will sense 100 by root 3, but its ratio is 500:5. So it will give 500:5. 100, it is 1 by root 3. So you can see I1 is 1 by root 3. So this is your option. By seeing also option, you can, by eliminating option, you can, without calculating also you can solve. So in the exam you see, if you see questions, first you see options. If you can eliminate all three options and you can left with one, then no need for calculation also, you can save some time. Because no one is going to see your calculation whether you have used is correct or not. They will see the options, you have corrected or not. So you can find out 3 wrong options, then also your job is, if you do 25, in a power system to 25 also I have explained in that classes. For double feeding, what should be your, which one should be primary, which one is big, which for ring feeder also I have shown. I will give you the link. Power system of 2 generators. The 2 generators are protected by overcurrent relays. Assuming mix of direction non-direction relay, there is a appropriate location. They have not given. You have to think. So here also in first or second question I have done something like this. So I have already the source side. The source side will be always bidirectional. So this is your first job. This should be bidirectional. It will operate in both directions. Bidirectional means both direction. And rest, what is the purpose of this? So the current should not come through this way. So it should protect this line only. So it should look this way, not that way. If it is looking that way, that means it is looking at another line. This one is given to protect this one, because these two relays should take out this line. These two relays should take out. So this relay should look at here, not in another side. So you should look at here only. So here also this should look at this line also, because this line has to be taken out. So here, okay. Now they have asking you to the remote backup for the relay R4. So R4 is not working, then which relay should work as a backup for this? So R4 is not working means somewhere fault has occurred here. So R3 and R4, because current can come from now here, current can come from here also, both sides. Current can come from this side also, because this side also generator is there. So these two should trip. So R4 is not tripping, which one is backup? Now you see which relay work in this line. So this is the power. So this power is coming in how many ways? This can, one can come from this is okay. For this R3 is there, and for this current the possible path is, one is this and one is this. So these two are the possible. One is this current coming here and one is this current coming here. So these two are the possible. So you think which relay is working in this path? So this relay is working in this direction? No, it is working. So this relay will not trip, because current will be flowing in this path, current will be flowing in this path. So this relay works only in this direction. So because current is flowing in this direction, this will not trip. So which will trip? R1 will trip. So R1 will be backup for this one, because R1 trip in both direction. So for if R4 doesn't trip, then this will not trip, this will trip. If R4 doesn't, R5 will not trip, because current is coming in this way, you can see. But R5 is given in this direction. Because there is a fault, all current will rush through this path, all possible paths. So this will trip, and then R6 will trip. You see, R6 also working. So which two are the backup of this one? R1 and R6. So this is very important questions. this primary backup coordination. So okay, that's all for today. If you like the video, then press the like button and please give your valuable comments in the comment section.